Page 103, Kum-Ba-Yah. It's a well-known melody. It's a spiritual melody. They're introducing a new time signature here, a 2-4. See, we've had 4-4 time and we've had 3-4 time, and now we get 2-4 time. Well, if you understand how time signatures work, it doesn't matter what the numbers are. They all work the same way. 2-4 time simply means we're only going to count to 2 instead of 3 or 4. But the bottom number is a 4, so we're still counting quarter notes. That's all. Let's look this piece over. See what we're getting into here. 4 lines long. It's got a repeat sign at the end, so we're going to play it twice. Treble and bass clef. It starts in 2-4 time, and you'll notice the time signature keeps changing between 2-4 and 4-4 and going back and forth. Well, won't that be fun? You just can't, you love it. Gets better and better, don't it? We'll cover that. There's a ways of handling these different time signatures. Really has more to do with the natural accents, which I have hardly talked about at all, and I probably should be. It's just that you've got so much to think about already. So I guess I need to start talking natural accents too. All right. If you're confused, good luck. If you're really confused, go back and start the book again, go through it again. Don't be in a hurry. You really need to understand all of this before it's just going to get more complicated. And we got quarter notes, dotted rhythms again, whole notes, half notes. We can handle all that, I hope. Start it with the right hand first. Let's make sure we have the notes and the rhythms and the fingering. Starting here, C position. It's 1, 2. 1, 2, 1. Because there are only 2 beats in the first measure, so then we got to start with 1. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, when you're going to change time signatures like this, most of the time there has to be something which holds them together, something common which ties them together. And that is usually something about the beat or part of a beat or something in there. In this piece, it's going to be, since the bottom number of each time signature is a 4, then we're going to use the beat, the quarter note, as our connector. So the speed of the quarter note doesn't change. It's going to be the steady beat all the way through. It's just sometimes we count to 2 and sometimes we count to 4. And that's all it is for this one. So slowly, it's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and you just keep doing that. Just feel the quarter note. 1, 2, 2, 1. Just make sure you hold these whole notes down. 4 counts. 4 counts. Left hand gets the same rhythm, fortunately, so it's not quite so bad here. You're starting out in the second measure here, 3 and 5. See, they put the finger numbers in front of the notes here because they put the counting numbers underneath and it gets squishy. The counting numbers don't need to be there, they're just helping you out. Normally you'd see the finger numbers underneath the notes, but that's okay. We're in C position. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3. Now put the hands together, since it's the same rhythm. And that's really about all the left hand's doing. You do get an A occasionally, but you can handle that, I'm sure. So here, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's all. Most of the time in music, in the written music, when they're changing a time signature at the end of a line, like they do on the first 3 lines here, they will give you the new time signature at the end of the line to tell you what's coming. That's why you see a new time signature printed at the end of each line. They're just telling you you're in a new time signature now. Good luck. Okay. That's what that, in case you're wondering why they're doing that. Now just briefly, let me talk about natural accents. A natural accent is an accent, which an accent is when you, on a piano, is when you just play the note a little louder than normal. Just a little louder. A natural accent happens naturally. You feel natural accents, you don't force them. There's other accents in music we force, but a natural accent we don't, we feel it. And there's different kinds of natural accents, or different natural accents based on the time signatures, because we're getting different time signatures here. Also based on what's in the music too. I'll get more into that later. The strongest natural accent there is the first beat of a measure. Every measure has, if I'm in 2/4 time, it's going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. I'm going to feel this. If you're dancing, it's easier to feel it. In 4/4 time, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. It's the first beat of a measure. In 3/4 time, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. That's the first beat of each measure. Now, in measures with more beats in them, like 4/4 time, it's also the fourth beat of the measure. So it's like every 2 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. But the first beat is a little stronger than the fourth beat, and you feel it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got to get past the mechanics of the notes and the fingering, because you're not feeling anything when you're doing that. And when you start getting in the music, you start feeling these natural accents. It's an important part of interpreting the music. It also comes in really handy when the music gets a bit tricky in practicing it. I'll talk about that when the music gets tricky, as if it isn't already, but yeah, later. So here we want to feel the natural accent at the beginning of each beat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. I'm getting confused now, but the point is, feel the first beat of each measure. After you get to know it and you're getting into the music, go back and check, am I feeling these natural accents or have I lost them? Check it, it's important. When you listen to somebody playing, whether it's just a beginner or somebody who's been studying or pro or whoever, you can usually always feel or tell if they're feeling the natural accents, because it'll come across in the music. To someone who has no idea what they're doing and then there's no actual, you can tell a difference just listening to them. You may not enjoy it so much when they don't use the natural accents, and you may not understand why it doesn't sound quite so nice, but it's probably little things like natural accents and other little things that a pro would be doing that the beginner might not be doing. So put in the natural accents. Now, as far as the articulation goes, they're slurring this. Lift up. That's fine. It's like every 2 measures is a musical sentence or a phrase. I said slurring. I'll come back to slurring. Slurring and phrases are very similar, but not quite the same. They're connecting them, I should say. In the left hand, there's nothing marked. You just keep the left hand. Play it as connected as you can. You can't. That's okay. Dynamics, go to the right hand. It's the melody. Whatever you think mezzo forte is, or moderately loud, keep the left hand soft. And the whole piece is that way, just pretty much that way all the way through. Then we add the speed and moderately slow. This is a nice leisure pace. Don't hurry this. And to enjoy every note, enjoy every sound, all this harmony coming through. Enjoy, listen to, isn't that nice? It is if piano's in tune. Yeah. This is not a drinking song or a party song. This is a campfire song. At the end of the day, you're just relaxing, really enjoying, kind of a meditative song. So. Now there's a note at the top. Second time, both hands 8 VA. Oh, goody. So, since it's repeated, What they want you to do is the second time, now just pretend middle C on the piano goes up 1 octave up to here, and instead of here, you're here. And the second time you play it all up here. It's kind of important. You see, in music, when we repeat things, we would like to be able to play them differently each time. We don't want to play them exactly the same both times. That gets boring really quick. So we change little things. We might change the dynamics. We might change the articulation. We can't change the notes, but we don't change the rhythm so much. Shouldn't. And moving the hands, that's another thing we can change. We can move the hands, we go here to up to here. So it's different. So yeah, it's kind of important. Kicker is, how do we get there? We have to plan this hand move because you're ending it at the bottom here. And there's no rest or anything. You got to get to here. Well, the left hand doesn't play, so forget the left hand for a moment. We got to focus on the right hand getting from here to here. You lift up between the phrase, and as you lift up, you move here. And as you play these, you move here. And that's how. So the last one, the last two measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I move one hand at a time. I do that all the time if I can. It's easier than moving both hands at once. I'd like to play this with you slowly. It's slow anyway. So I'll give us 2 counts because it's 2/4 time to start with. I'm just going to go ready, go. Now let's go, and we are going to go up an octave now when we repeat it. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Repeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Off.